So let's look, please. Now, I really kind of would like for you to make your corrections right on the test, and I prefer that you do it in some different color, like a red pen or something that you can say to yourself, that was kind of a dumb mistake. All right, now if you don't have a colored pen or a colored pencil or something along those lines, girls, I don't want you giving away yours, all right? Let the boys get organized, all right? Boys, you hear me? Get organized. You should have a blue pen, a red pen, colored pencils, something along those lines. All right, I want all the corrections, and I want you paying attention because I want to show you that your grade was close. All right, and then I want you to put a star next to all your careless mistakes. And at the end, you can go back and add your careless mistakes up and see if you would have taken the time to go back and do and redo the problems like I said, you would have been in good shape. All right, so here we go. Listen carefully. What does sum mean to do? Add. So the correct answer was what? B. Everybody okay with that? All right, number 2. The cost of 8 puzzles if each cost $6. Correct answer. A. Difference means to do what? Subtract, right? So the correct answer is C. Now look, if you made a mistake on 1, 2, or 3, man, come on, does everybody understand what I'm saying, right? You shouldn't have made a mistake on 1, 2, or 3. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at number 4. Tests divided evenly among 5 scores. What are you dividing? T divided by 5. Some people accidentally did 5 divided by T. Whatever is said first, that's what goes on top. Whatever is said second goes on the what? Goes on the bottom. All right? That's why the correct answer was C. Next, at a school bookstore, right? Now, the correct answer here was
C.
C. Now, why is that annoying? Because you had to kind of look at each one until you got to the right answer. Is everybody with me on this? Does anybody have any questions with that? That was kind of annoying because you had, like I said, you had to try A, B, C, D until you find the right one. Is everybody good? All right, let's try number 6. Paula has $25 to spend at the mall. After shopping, she counts her money and finds she has $265 left. How much money did she spend? Well, we'd have to do what? Subtract them. All right, so it would be 25 minus 265. Now listen, here's how I want you to do it. I'd want you to say, what is 25 minus 2? 23. Then you're subtracting 65 cents. All right, which is 22 what? 35. 22.35. Is everybody happy with this? Now, please let me know if I'm not clear, okay? I want to help you. All right? Math's not that hard. All right? I just need to find where you're making a mistake and try to correct it. All right? On number 7, we have to do what first? Divide. 6 divided by 2 is?
3.
And then 3 times 6 is? 18 times 9. 162. Now let me know. All right, let me know if you have any problems. All right, let's check out number 8. 16 plus 9. So now, look, here's where people made a mistake on this. What do I do first?
100 divided by 20.
Yes, you do 100 divided by 25. You have to do that first, and that's what?
4.
4 times 6.
24.
All right, here we go. Number 9. What do I have to do first on number 9? Hold on a second. What's the matter?
I have a question on number 8.
Okay.
Last year we did rectangles.
Yes, that's what we do.
And multiplies before.
Now listen to me. Again, here's why I don't like PEMDAS. Because people think that you do multiply and then divide. It's not true. Even though the M is first and then the D is second. Do you remember what we said? Who remembers what the rule is? What's the rule, Justice?
So if whatever one comes first in the equation is the one you do first.
That is correct. You with me on this? So again, I understand your mistake. Do you hear me? So now you learned something very valuable today. So it doesn't matter. Like I said, I want to get you off the grade. I'm not focused on the grade. I'm focusing about, do you care about why you made a mistake? Right? That's all I care about. So right here, we did the 16 plus 9 is 25, right? Now, most kids make a mistake and they do 25 times 6 because PEMDAS says multiply then divide. But that's not really what PEMDAS says. It says you do the multiply and division in order from left to right. Do you hear me? Totally good sense now, right? So now you learned something today. Good. No more mistakes on that. Left to right. All right, good question. Very good question. All right, here we go. Now, 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 times 4 is what? 36. Thank you. 10 minus 7.
3.
3 times 3.
9.
36 divided by 9. Wait a minute. What did I say the answer was here? Yeah, because I went too fast. Listen to me. Here, see how this is the same thing, right? I want to show you something. I went too fast there. I want to slow down and go back because I almost made a mistake. Almost. All right, look right here. This is divided by 3 times 3. Do you agree with that? Do you see that now? So what should I do first? Divide. 36 divided by 3 is? 12 times 3 is?
36.
So that's that. If you accidentally put 4, I can totally understand. I can totally understand. But do you see why your mistake is, though? That's why I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't do any good if you're not paying attention to your test, regardless of what your grade is. Your objective is to make sure you don't make the same mistake on next week's test. Now, does everybody understand why the answer is not 4 and the answer is 36? Everybody hearing me? All right, so I'm happy. All right, if you learned something today on that, that's excellent. All right, let's continue forward. 10. Adult tickets for movies cost $6 and children cost $3. If 2 adults, well, if you have 2 adults, that's going to cost you what? 12, and 3 children is going to cost you 9 plus 12. 21. All right, let's continue on. 6 times a number minus 11. Is everybody happy with that being C? Right? You checking your work for me, Thomas?
Yes.
All right. When I look around, when I come around, I want to see check marks and I want to see in a different color where you made your mistake and why the answer is the way it is. I don't really care if you just circle. If you put A and you just circle C, that doesn't matter. All right? Number 12, 4 times X. What's 4 times X? What's 4 times X, guys?
48.
48 minus, what's Y? 48 minus 20. 28, I'm happy.
Mr. Stein, you marked that wrong.
Yeah.
Mark that right.
Oh yeah, you marked it wrong for me.
What is 12? 12 should be A. Did I mark it wrong?
Yeah, marked it wrong.
How many people did I mark it wrong on? All right. So when I make a mistake, I got to pay. Everybody gets 3 points added to your grade.
Oh, you marked it
All
wrong
right.
for me.
So good. Just, it doesn't matter. Go to your test. Go to your test and put plus 3. All right. So whatever your grade is now, it's plus 3. All right. That's why we're checking it. That's why we're checking it. What did you not hear? Everybody go to the front, put plus 3. And you said everybody? Are you not part of everybody? All right, so you're going to put what? Plus 3. Now let's take out your calculator and do that. All right, here we go. Number 13. What is y minus x? Which is?
It's 8.
8 plus, what's y minus z?
29.
Y minus z. Say it. 16. Don't be shy, kiddo. Does everybody agree with that? And then what's 8 plus 16?
24.
So those guys, A, correct? All right, here we go. Ooh, does anybody remember him asking me about the properties?
Yeah.
Wasn't that good? Because a lot of you got the properties correct because he asked that question. That was brilliant, by the way. Brilliant. I was hoping to get some of you. All right. So the first one is obviously the what? For what? Addition. The next one, x plus 3 plus y. Associative property of addition. Number 16 was the, yes, identity. 17. Yes, good job, guys. I'm proud of you on that one. All right, here we go. 18, combining like terms. Come on, stay with me. 11 plus 19 is what? So the correct answer is M plus 30. Correct answer, A. Lisa, you all right back there? Because you made a bunch of careless mistakes, am I right? What? Well, there's nothing to add. M plus 11, there's nothing to add because they're different. And then you add 19, so you're adding these two together. All right? Now, multiplication here. 9 times 10. Does everybody understand that's also A? All right. Anybody have any questions? All right, let's keep going. Volume, length times width times height. So 25 times 13 times 4. Now, what two numbers should I multiply first?
25 and 4.
Yes, 25 times 4 is 100. Good job, girl. All right, and then 100 times 13, which is what? C, 1300. Is everybody with me on this? So I want to make sure you multiply 25 times 4. If you did 25 times 13 and then times 4, you're going to get the same answer. Yeah, it's just easier to multiply the 25 times 4. Is everybody good? All right, 21. It says a dolphin dives towards deeper water at a rate of 9 feet per second. If it continues for a total of 11 seconds, how do I write that situation? Somebody tell me. The answer was A. Everybody happy? Okay, Diesel. Yes, yes. So listen to me. I think this is a good job. So if you go 9 feet per second for 11 seconds, that means you're going down 9 every what? Second. So you have to go down 9 how many times? 11, which is negative 9 times 11. Does that make sense to you now? Good job, girl. Make sure I answer your question now. All right, 22. Nellie has spent or has $48. She pays $6 for lunch. So how much money does she have left? Which one?
B.
B, 48 minus 6.
It says plus, and then,
What's plus minus the same as?
minus.
That's correct. That's why that's the answer. Do you agree? Yusuf, is that good for you? Which one? 22?
Yeah.
All right. So you started with $48, correct? You spend 6. That's the answer. You agree? So is 48A? No, because that means what? That means multiply. Is it C? No, because it's what? Division. Negative 48 minus 6 is not the right answer. Because do you have negative $48? Or do you have positive 48? That's why the answer has to be B. Because again, remember, the plus and the minus next to each other makes a what? Makes a minus. Is everybody happy with that? All right, let's keep going. Lucinda turned on her air conditioner and the temperature in her car decreased by 14 degrees. So the correct answer would be what? A. So what? What? Come on, come on, come on.
Oh, how many points are each?
I'm not worried about that right now. I'm trying to make the corrections. All right, here we go. 24. Lewis is 29 feet underground. He climbs 13 feet up of a ladder. So what does 29 feet underground mean?
Negative 29.
Negative 29. He climbs up 13. So the answer is negative 16. Is everybody happy with that? All right, let's keep going now. Well, actually, here's what I want to do. All right, because I have a lot of work to do, we're going to finish this up what? Tomorrow. So what I want you to do tonight, listen to me. What I want you to do tonight is I want you to make your test corrections in a different color on this. All right, I'm going to walk around the room tomorrow and kind of look at it. All right, if you don't know something, you come in the morning, I can help you. Is everybody with me on this? All right, but tomorrow I'm going to finish going over the rest of the test, just in case there's something you don't quite understand. All right, but it's no good if you're not following along with me, Diesel, and making those corrections. Are you hearing me? I'm expecting red pen and something all over you. Oh, blue is good. All right, I'm all right with that, Diesel. Thank you. All right, now what we want to do is we want to prepare for today's lesson. All right, so for today's lesson, you're going to need pencil and paper. All right, so let's go. Chop, chop. We're going to start out with section 3-1. We're going to start out with section 3-1. Hey, Jack, I want you to sit up right. Yeah, someone will let you borrow some paper, but you got to go get some paper now if you don't have it. You guys already used all your paper that they gave you the very first day?
We never got any paper.
Your homeroom teacher didn't give you any? All right, let me see what I can do.
No, we didn't. We only got it for history.
Well, not every subject is supposed to get you a pack of paper. You're supposed to, in your homeroom, they're supposed to give you paper. Thank you, Yusuf. All right, let me see what I can do. Okay, no joke now. Who didn't get paper? All right, so you guys split a pack.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You guys, you two split a pack. I'll let them catch it. You didn't get paper? Well, did you get any?
Oh, yeah, we got everybody got in our classes.
So you've used all the paper that you've got in 3 days, or you just don't have your...
My binder's upstairs because I'm using it.
All right, Lane, did you get a pack of paper?
We only got a pack only for history, but not for any other subjects.
I don't know. I don't think that's what the rule is. You guys split that up.
History,
Yes. All right, everybody only got one pack. Everybody only got one pack. Just split it up, and then I'll ask them about it. Yes, sir. What's your name? I'm going over the work, yes. Why? All right, listen, you guys. I need you to make sure you guys have paper now, okay? Go get you some paper. All right? Well, tell your parents you need paper. All right? I think Walgreens has it for like $1/4 for 200 sheets or something. All right, it's really cheap, really cheap. All right? Now, what I want you to do now is you got to head your paper. Now, look what our assignment is. Section 3-1, page 97 through 98, 1 through 51. All right, 1 through 51. Now, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to work through the odds with you. I'm going to try to work through the odds. Now, listen, because you're on paper, I don't want it ripped out and ugly like that either. Head your paper properly. Let's go. Chop, chop. You're going to take some pride in your work. And I don't want you being lazy this year. All right? Hurry up. Let's go. Chop, chop. All right, here we go. You guys already know all this. All right, so here we go. Let's go. Chop, chop. I'm starting. Now, all right, here we go. Listen carefully. All right, it's kind of annoying. All right, somebody please tell me, what does this mean, 3/5 actually mean? Tell me. 3 out of 5, or what operation is the out of mean? Divided. Thank you very much. That's exactly what it means. That means 3 divided by 5. Now, everybody in here should be able to tell me what 3 divided by 5 is as a decimal. No, that's 3/4. No. Point what? 0.6. So I want everybody to put down 0.6 as your answer for number 1. You don't have to do any work on that because you should know that. Come on, hurry up. Hurry up. All right, I got to move faster. All right, we got a lot of homework tonight if I don't get going. Now, how did I know that was 0.6? I would like everybody to tell me it's the same as 6/10. Right? 6/10. And everybody should be able to tell me that 6 over 10 is the same as 0.6. Does everybody remember that?
Yes.
So if I said 3 over 10, you would be able to just tell me that's obviously what? 0.3. If I said 73 over 100, you should be able to tell me that's obviously.
0.73.
Now you all know that since 5th grade, we've been doing that. So I need the gears grinding in there, trying to remembering some things. Now listen, the most important thing is though, if I'm saying something and you don't know something, it's no point to sit there and not know. Nobody in here is going to walk in and go, man, he asked a silly question. Because nobody cares. All right? Diesel, you with me? I'm going to keep getting on you now because I don't think you're paying attention. All right, here we go. I'm going to do number 2 with you. All right, now why is 2 annoying? Because there's no quick way to turn 16 into something out of 10 or out of 100 or out of 1,000. Is everybody with me? So we have to practice our division. So here's what you're doing. On your paper, 16 goes into 5.0. Now, do you think we're going to need a couple more zeros? The answer is yes. All right? So now, some of you guys who had me last year kind of understand how I like to do division. All right? At this stage of the game, we don't need a calculator. How many times does 16 go into 50? Twice would be 32. 3 times would be 16 times 3. 40. Yes, thank you. 3 times 16 is 48. So I want to put the decimal in. All right? Now, 3 times 16 is 48. When you subtract, what do you get? 2. Bring down the what? How many times does 16 go into 20? Once. 16, subtract, and you get 4. Bring down the 0. How many times does 16 go into 40 this time? Twice. 16 times 2 is? 16 times 2 is 32. Subtract and you get what? 80. Now, I'm sorry, 8. You're right. And then bring down the 0, which is 80. Now, come on, somebody tell me, how many times does 16 go into 80? 4 would be 64. 5 would be 80. Thank you. All right. So what's my answer, guys? 0.3125. You have to do that division, please. It's kind of annoying, right? But if you're good with the multiplication, it's not that hard. So everybody with me on this?
Yes, sir.
All right, make sure you take care of that. All right, I'm not asking you to do that a bunch because it's annoying, and later we're going to be using some calculators that will take care of that. All right, but right now you got to make sure you know your arithmetic. All right. Now, number 3, everybody should be able to do this one easily for me. Now, the best way is to convert that into hundreds. So 3 over 20 is the same as what out of 100? Thank you. Very good. 15 over 100, and don't forget it's still what? Negative. So 15 over 100 is the same as what decimal?
Negative.
Yes, I'm proud of you. Negative 0.15. Now, if you don't know, you understand it's not my fault now. Right, Yusuf? You don't ask me a question, I can't help you. I'm not walking around the room patting you on the back every time you get something right. Speak up if you don't know something. Is everybody comfortable with negative 3 over 20 being negative 0.15? Everybody happy with that? You should know that. We've been doing it since 5th grade. All right? Good review. Now I'm just going to go to number 5. So, from last year, all of my little kiddos from that last year can tell me what negative 2/3 is as a decimal. Do you remember, Leighton?
So it's negative 0.3.
Close. Close. Not 0.3, but?
Oh,
Very good. 0.6 repeated. 0.6 repeated and negative out in front. Now, how do we know that? Because, look, that's the same as 6 over 9. Do you remember what I told you? Anytime you divide by 9, it just repeats the numerator. Is everybody with me?
Yeah.
That's a nice little problem. So look up here, guys. If I said to you, what is 7 over 9, you could tell me that's what? 7 repeated. Now I'm going to give you a hard one. You ready? Listen. What is 23 over 99. Say it again. Close, not 2.3, but just 0.23 repeated. Is everybody with me on that? Is everybody good? I'm going to show you another pattern. Let's get wild and crazy. Let's say I said something like 147 over 999. Somebody tell me what that decimal is. 0.147 what? Repeated. Is everybody with me on that? That's just a pattern that you should know. That's a pattern that you should know. Is everybody good on this explanation now? All right, make sure you heard what I'm saying.
Why is it 0.147?
Because there's 3 numbers in the numerator. You with me on this? All right. And there's 3999. Yes. Well, if it was 147 over 9, you'd have to write it as an improper or a mixed fraction, and that would tell you. It's either 0.1 or 0.2 or 0.3 repeated. You with me? Good question. All right, number 7. Here we go. In one season, the New England Patriots converted 16 of 20 fourth downs. So what fraction is that? Help me.
16 over 20.
16 over 20. All right? Bradley, just come on. We're doing the what? We're doing the what, Bradley? Odds. 4 is a what? Come on, you got to be with me now. All right, we're doing the odds. All right? So what does 16 over 20 reduce to?
Wait.
I don't want to wait. What does it reduce to?
Wait.
Well, that is true. So what I wanted you to say is it's the same as 8 over 10. Now, I could reduce that to 4 over 5, correct? But then I would just have to make it out of 10 again. Is everybody with me? So 8 out of 10 is the same as what? 0.8. Am I making sense? All right, here we go. Now, this one requires some thought. What is negative 2/3 the same as? Negative 0.6 repeating, correct? And what is negative 3/5? Everybody should know that. Negative 0.6. Are they equal? Definitely not.
Because that one's repeated.
That one's repeated. Wow. You're saying 2 things correct today. Maybe some of that. All right. So now, would you rather owe somebody 60 cents, 66 cents, or 60 cents? 60 cents. So that means that's what we got. Right, because they're negative. The more negatives, the smaller you are. Do you agree with that? All right, that's why I tell kids think in terms of money. Think in terms of money. All right? So now I'm on number 11. Uh-oh. 5/9 is what number? Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. We don't have to convert it to a decimal. Do you remember what we could do to help with the comparison? Yes, that's correct. But there's a better way to compare fractions. Do you remember what it was? Cross multiply. That is correct. So again, this right here
55.
would be 55. And then this one over here would be 54. See how close they are, right? So now, does everybody remember that little trick?
And then it would be that.
So then it would be, she's correct. Again, this way. All right, that's the symbol for number 11. Does everybody remember that? Because I don't feel like converting those all to decimals. Does everybody agree? So let's go back to number 9 just to make sure. Now listen, when I do number 9, we could have made this negative 10. And over here, this would be
Negative
what?
9.
Negative 9. Does everybody see that now? I like that better than doing the decimals. Do you agree? All right, it's much faster. All right, so now let's take a look at 13. So, am I good? 13, so what would it be?
27.
27 and?
28.
So, 27 is
Less.
less than 28. That's how I'm looking at it. Is everybody feeling pretty good about that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, I'm trying to think about something here. I think we have a lot. What was the assignment up to again? 51. So I think we're going to get out pretty soon. So what am I going to ask you to do?
The evens. Or finish the odds.
Yeah, finish the odds. And I'm going to work them with you right now. All right, I'm going to keep working you, but you're going to put the top odds. Just hear what I'm saying. Shh. I want you to change the assignment. Instead of doing all of them, we're just going to do the what? We're just going to do the odds. I think that's pretty fair. All right, I think that's pretty fair. All right, so now I just want to continue on until the bell rings. I don't even know when the bell rings. Anybody know what time the bell rings?
I think it's like 2:26.
No, I don't think it's 20. I think it's like 16.
I think it's 16 or 20.
I think we have a while. It's like
I think we have like 10 minutes.
All right, so we're in good shape then. All right, let's look at 15, please. Let's look at 15. On his first reading test, Trey answered 26 out of 30. And on his second, he answered 34 out of 40. On which test did he have a better score? Now, on this one, guys, yeah. Oh, 26 out of 30. Thank you. Now, look, everybody should be able to tell me what the answer is on this one. Right? So please look up. I want to try to show you something. You can't cross multiply. You can't cross multiply. Is everybody with me? But I'm trying to show you something important. Does everybody agree if I made this out of 10 and this out of 10, I would divide this. Is this making sense? I could divide that by 3. And divide the other by what?
4.
And divide the other by 4. But now when I do that, those aren't very good numbers to divide either, are they? Does everybody agree? Those aren't easy numbers to divide. Does everybody agree? So maybe that's not such a good idea. All right? But what I can do, though, is I can reduce them to make the numbers easier. So 26 over 30 is the same as what? We're dividing by 2, right? Dividing by 2.
13 out of 15.
13 out of 15. And then this one over here is what? 17 out of 20. Very good. Still so close. Do you agree with me? So we're going to have to cross multiply, which is not going to be bad. What's 20 times 13, everybody? Say it.
260.
Thank you, Diesel. Now I know you're with me again. Good job, buddy. 260. All right. Now, does anybody know what 17 times 15 is? So let's just come over here and do 17 times 15 real quick. I think it's that. But double check my work, please. Now look, I mean it, guys. Some of you are sitting around going, well, yeah, Heath says 255, so I'm going with that. You're supposed to be doing 17 times 15, not looking at me. You're practicing right now on the side, on your paper somewhere, 17 times 15. And then you're supposed to tell me if I'm correct. Am I correct? All right. So now we know the answer is what? He had a better score on what? 26 out of 30. Thank you. 26 out of 30. Thank you very much. Come on now, I mean it now. When I'm saying to do the multiplication, you're supposed to be doing the multiplication, not wait until I do it and then you write the answer down. All right? So I'm good with that. All right, now let's get on to 17 quickly. 17 is something you should already know. All right, somebody tell me what 17 is. Make me proud. Go.
So would you?
No, I want to know what the answer is. Come on, I don't want you to tell me what to do. I know what to do. Miss Buchanan. Shh. Say it. Yay, girl. Good job. 0.35. Beautiful. Tell him, Carly, how did you know it was 0.35? You just multiply by 5. Perfect. Does anybody have any problems with that? You should be able to look at fractions now. 7th grade, it's not 5th and 6th. We've already done it in 5th grade and 6th grade. So now we're in 7th grade. It should be easier. Much easier. And if you don't know, you're just saying, how did you get that? All right, so now I'm on 19. Why is 19 annoying?
Because 16 can't be going to 100.
Right. Well, it's not that it can't go into. It's just that I can't make 16 into 100 quickly. You with me on this? So I have to do the what? Everybody's going to do the division. So on everybody 16 and then 3 point, and then add 3 or 4 zeros and divide it out. Everybody's got to do the long division. You're practicing. Yeah. Well, I'm almost done. All right, what time's the bell ring?
Is it at 2:13?
Is it 2:13? Okay, so this last problem, and then we'll let the boss talk. All right, so how many times does 16 go into 30? Once. Don't forget your decimal. 1, 16. When you subtract, come on, that should be mental math. 30 minus 16 is 14. Drop down to what? All right. Now, 16 is close. 140 is close to 160, so we know it's got to be kind of high, right? So we want to check. 9, right? So 9 times 16, unfortunately, is 144. So instead of doing 9, we should do, so I'm not going to, let's do 16 times 8 off to the side, just to make sure. How much is that?
28.
Thank you, Diesel. So 8, 128. Now when we subtract, what's 140 minus 128? Mental math. 12. Yusuf, are you with me? It kind of looks like you're daydreaming. 12. Bring down a 0. 7. Thank you. 16 times 7 is? 112. When I subtract, I get? Beautiful. Bring down a? Now we've done this a bunch. 16 times what? 16 times? Very good. Very good. Good job. So my answer for 3/16, don't tell me it's 0.1875. What is the answer? Thank you. Don't forget the negative. Negative 0.1875. So these odds here are kind of annoying. If it's a 16, it's not as easy. If you're dividing by 9, should you know the answer if you're dividing by 9? Yes, because those are the repeated numbers. All right? So now, your job tonight is to finish up the odds and make sure you're good with the multiplication and division. That's what you have to do. No calculators. Now, listen.
If you take your iPad out.
iPad's out. Chop, chop. Let's
Make
go.
sure you can log in tonight. I also sent your parents an email. It hasn't been an easy journey with these math books, but
What is it called?
go to your McGraw-Hill app.
What do you mean?
I was just going to write their password on there, their username.
Yes, we're using that book. So we're doing it right now.
How do you erase? I need it. Thank you.
Pre-Algebra 2018 is your username.
No, that's your password.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
That's your password.
So your username is, your first initial, your last